ranking the best corners in Madden 24. We are back here with another tier list update. Today, we're going to be taking a look at corner. Now, corner is super interesting today. So when we take a look at the old tier list, I will say I think I missed on one thing. Jair Alexander should have been right here, and I'm actually going to keep him here in today's video. Now, the whole reason why he's here is if you use that elevated 3 universal coverage. He also does get that out of my way ability as well. He gets a pretty good run stopping like RPO ability. Also mid zone and pick artist for a discount. He's a great slot CB. Definitely slept on Jair Alexander. So he is going to be up in this S tier for me. Now today there is going to be some people that move down. I think everyone for me is going to drop a singular tier. In my opinion, Tariq Woolen is still CB1 in the game. Why is he CB1? 6'4" height. Also deep zone, mid zone for 2 AP is like his one like weakness. But again, that's 6'4" height. We're going to get players that are a little bit better AP value, but I'd still recommend running Tariq Woolen over them because of the fact that he is 6'4". Like his 25-yard zone drop is going to play like a 6-foot player's 35-yard zone drop, which I know you can't even do, but I'm just saying, right? Devontae Adams, still love this card. Sauce Gardner, love him in the slot. The two people that kind of moved down for me is Patrick Surtain and Charles Woodson. What's kind of interesting is I think some of these guys in this A tier are better on the outside than them, but Charles Woodson can do a little bit of both. Pat Surtain is a great slot CB, so that's how we're going to drop everyone. And with Patrick Peterson, the reason why he's right here is the fact that he only gets mid zone right now. If anyone has him to his full overall version, let me know down below in the comments, because then he'd be like right here, or like right here for me, deep out mid zone for 1. He would be up here. Again, I'm just basing it off the fact that I don't think anyone has him to his full version yet. All right, let's get it started right here with free agency. Kendall Fuller starts at an 89 overall. This is also a free card. And if we show max ratings right here, it could be 97 speed, 97 acceleration with great man, great zone. He is 5'11", so a little bit shorter, but does get all 32 team chems. And also when we take a look at his ability this time, 2 discounted buckets. I personally would recommend the flat zone KO for 0. I think he's a really good slot CB in the game. Now I do think Kendall Fuller is kind of like right here with it, more than like, I think Charles Woodson and Pat Surtain are better in my opinion, but I think he's a great slot corner in the game for sure. Give me him over everyone in C, definitely with that flat zone KO for 0. And again, that's his role for me, slot CB. And right after that, we get a Dory Jackson with 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 90 man, 90 zone. But the thing on these cards, okay, even if their traits like are decent, it doesn't really matter. They don't get any discounts, which it's just really tough to use any one of these like 4 cards right here. We're just going to cover them all by each other. A Dory Jackson, Tyson Campbell, Chad Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson. The reason why they're all going F tier, no discounted abilities. At this point, there's no point to run them when they get nothing. And also, it should be said too, I'm still disappointed the fact that the Ultimate Legend out of position cards do not get discounts. Like these will probably be some fun golden ticket opportunity cards, but I mean, no discounts really, nothing on them. But then they give a free 95 discounts once again, which it's like, you could do that with every other 95, build like a bunch of budget beasts, but I don't know, they just choose not to. Trent McDuffie, 96 speed, 97 acceleration, 90 man, 90 zone, 90 press, 5'11". And this time for his abilities though, he gets the Lurk Artist or Meteor Mouth KO 4-0, which I do think is actually kind of interesting. Meteor Mouth KO, being able to man him up in the slot, I think he's pretty solid, right? I would put him a tier below Kendall Fuller. I would put him in the C tier, kind of by like AJ Terrell, Pat Pete. Maybe could CMB, but again, like, I mean, I just think he's a 0 AP Meteor Mouth KO, which man coverage isn't the best in this game anyway. All right, and now after that, we got Peanut Tillman right here. So Charles Tillman, 6'2" height, 97 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 agility, 96 change of direction. And this time, 90 man, 90 zone, 99 press as well. And this time for his abilities, okay? This is where it gets kind of crazy. So he does get a preload X factor. To me, this really doesn't matter, but he can get universal coverage on for 5 plays, off for 5 plays, so on like that, which is really nice. Don't get me wrong. This is where he really stands out in my opinion. Deep out mid zone for 1 AP, which is like a god tier stack on the outside corner, but also mid zone and flat zone for 0. So he's also a god tier slot corner in my opinion. So for me, Charles Tillman is for sure going in this S tier, man, for sure. Now after that, we got Trevon Diggs with 97 speed, 96 acceleration. Once he hit 90 for man, zone, and like press, it's pretty much all the same. We're just looking at like speed and abilities at this point. And height, of course, 6'1" height. Play ball and air aggressive is nice to get as well. But when we look at his abilities, okay? Deep route KO for 1, pick artist for 0, medium route short. Like this is a man coverage corner. He's a zone arc, by the way, too, which is kind of annoying. I just don't really think he fits the meta of the game. If you run man coverage, you're going to be a lot higher on this card. For me, at most, he'd be B tier, but I just don't even agree with that. For me, he's a C tier player, OAP pick artist, but like decent speed. For me, he's not that much better than Trent McDuffie. And right after that, we get Chidobe Awuzie right here with 96 speed, 98 acceleration. Man in zone hit 90. The press is not 90, but also in this game, you really shouldn't be pressed unless you're running like press man. It's kind of tough because even if you have like 99 press, your deep blues can get ran by, but does get all 32 team chem. So on a full theme team, 98 speed, potentially 99 acceleration, which is nice. But when we look at his abilities this time, okay, he can go ahead and get deep out zone KO for 2, pick artist for 0. I don't want to say weird, but like, why not deep out pick artist for 1? I mean, everyone's getting deep out for 1 right now, right? Like, we're going to cover so many cards. Deep out pick artist for 2, I will slightly put him B. Now, right after that, we got Josh Matelis with 98 speed, 97 acceleration, 5'11", and this time play ball in air balance. Now, for his abilities, deep in for 1, I just would like act like that doesn't exist. You could play him at safety, I guess, with deep in mid zone for 1, but again, wouldn't recommend that. To me, he is a slot corner with 1 of 2 stacks. Flat zone, mid zone for 1, or mid zone pick artist for 0. Now, I think this is a really good slot corner in the game. For me, it's just he's not Sauce Gardner. Like, he's not 6'3", but he's not bad. For me, he's also in this A tier as well. Again, just really missing like the height of like a Sauce Gardner, but I like his ability. If he got mid zone, flat zone for 0, he would be right here for me, but Charles Tillman gets that stack. So Josh Matelis is going to be in the A tier for me. And right after that, we got free agency Stefon Gilmore with 97 speed, 96 acceleration, 6'1", all 32 team chem. So could be 99 speed, 98 acceleration, any single team. Now let's take a look at his abilities. Okay. He's like, this is a thing too with the man KOs. It's not like they get him for 0 either. Like medium route, deep route for 2. I'm not saying it's like terrible or anything, right? But like flat zone and pick artist for 0. For me, he's like a slightly better, I mean, I don't even think he's, I guess, slightly better Kendall Fuller, in my opinion. Like, he'd be flat zone KO for 0. I can't put him A. I just can't do it. No, he's not an A tier player. At most, he's B. Yeah, I'm putting him right by Kendall Fuller. I can't put him A tier. I'm sorry. Like, he just is not an A tier player. Now, right after that, we get Marshon Lattimore. So Marshon Lattimore, 98 speed, 99 acceleration. He is 6 foot. Great stats across the board, and this time play ball and air aggressive. Now, for his abilities, though, okay, you can get the deep zone KO pick artist combo for 1 AP or deep route, medium route for 1. Like, this is actually a pretty good man corner if you do want to do that. We already have someone that gets deep zone KO and pick artist for 1 AP, and that is team of the year Pat Surtain. So for me, him and Pat Surtain are very, very similar. I am again putting him in the B tier. So Pat Surtain, though, right? He's a couple inches taller too, a little bit less speed. He's literally like, they're going to play, I think, very, very similar. So I'm putting them right by each other. This is actually a card I would play at safety over corner, by the way. And you're missing the mid zone. Like, if he just got mid zone, he's honestly like right here. And now right after that, we got Dion Sanders, 98 speed, 98 acceleration, great physical stats across the board. Does have play ball and air aggressive. And this time, though, for his abilities, okay, first off, gets a built-in return man for 0, which, I mean, hey, we'll take a built-in 0 AP ability. The combo of deep zone KO and mid zone for 1 AP, which he's a great safety. He's a great outside corner. For me, he is for sure someone that is joining this S tier corner. Now, I will be honest, though, with a lot of like the jukebox and everything, like this is a card that obviously isn't going to be like a crazy tackler or anything, right? Like, that's why I still like Sauce and Tariq Woolen. They're big corners, can make a ton of plays. After that, we got Nnamdi Asomugha, though. You have to get a Showtime 2 X Factor, which this is annoying. You have to get 3 picks in 1 game. I believe you can do it through solo battles now, so it's not that bad, but he's 6'3", so great height, 98 speed, 96 acceleration, 98 man, 97 zone, 95 press. And for his traits, play ball and air aggressive. Now, when we look at his abilities, okay, the reason why he's a top end, like, best corner in the game potential, the Showtime 2 universal coverage X Factor, that after 6 plays on the entire game, that is unreal. That is really, really great. And this time from an ability standpoint, right, just base abilities, you could also run deep out, pick artist, flat zone for 1 AP, which is, again, pretty nuts. Love this card. I think Nnamdi plays unreal. I would recommend, if you do use him, though, to make him where he's at for me, like right here, you need that Showtime 2 elevated X Factor. And what that's going to make me do is I'm going to drop Jair because of the fact that I think Nnamdi is just a better universal coverage player. I still love Jair Alexander, though, man. I think he is I think he's amazing. I do think he's amazing. Still see the argument for S. This might be something I look back on the next list and be like, damn, well, he should have been up here. And now after that, we do get Brian Branch right here. 99 speed, 98 acceleration, great physical stats. The press is lower, so this is a card you could play at safety. 6 foot height. He does have great tackling, great pursuit, and no play ball and air aggressive. But when we look at his abilities this time, okay, he does get the deep zone KO, mid zone combo for 1 AP. Also as well, this is where I think I would actually play him. I think he's better in the slot with flat zone and mid zone for 0. So for me, he's a god tier slot corner. I played him at safety and I also played him at outside corner. He didn't play that, like from an ability standpoint, like obviously he's still top end, but he didn't play as good as I thought he was. I've seen a bunch of people use him in the slot though, and they've had a ton of success. So for me, he's right by Charles Tillman. Honestly, probably maybe even a little bit better. I mean, Tillman does have the height on him. So yeah, so this is where, okay, this is interesting. So we have slot corner and slot corner right here. We have 3 slot corners, in my opinion, in S tier. Reason why that is, Sauce is 6'3". For me, it's Sauce versus Branch, which one you would choose. And I could see arguments either which way. So they're both in S tier for me. And now right after that, we got Jaylen Johnson right here with 98 speed, 98 acceleration, great physical stats, and he's 6 foot this time, play ball in air, aggressive. Now for his abilities, obviously no X factor or anything, but acrobat for 0, gets deep zone KO, mid zone or flat. So like, in my opinion, he's a slot corner, right? Like he would be mid zone acrobat for like 0. And I don't think he's as bad as people make him seem. I don't think he's a top end corner, but mid zone and acrobat is not the worst for 0, by the way, too. Not the worst combo in the game. I'll be honest. Like, I feel like this card is a little bit overhated. For me, Jaylen Johnson is going to go ahead and slightly make this A tier. So in this A tier, by the way, we probably have all 5 slot corners. I mean, you can't play Jair and Charles on the outside, but I mean, it's like a slot corner heavy A tier. Now, after that, though, we got Fred Williamson. Now, Fred Williamson is another card that you would need his showtime to X factor, but 98 speed, 98 acceleration. He is 6'3" once again, 99 man, 94 zone, play ball in air, aggressive. Now, for his X factor, he gets 1 step ahead. They said he got unstoppable force before, which actually, when I was looking back on it, I would have tried to use unstoppable force on this card, get a blitz where it's like the running back always tries to block like him or something, you know. But this time, let's take a look at his abilities, okay? I wouldn't really recommend 1 step ahead unless you're running just straight man coverage. Abilities this time, pick artist, flat zone for 0. Again, another slot CB in my opinion, and he's very similar to, guess what, the Pat Surtain weekly wild card and also Charles Woodson. For me, this is another card that is probably a little bit better than them, but he's not S tier. For me, he's going to be in this A tier for sure. And right after that, we get Joey Porter Jr. this time with 98 speed, 97 acceleration, great man, great zone, great press, 6'2" height this time, and play ball in air, aggressive. Now for his abilities this time, let's take a look. He can go ahead and get the flat zone KO for 0, pick artist, deep route, medium route. This is, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is another slot CB in my opinion. In the deep route, medium route, for me, it just man coverage really isn't that great. He's a flat zone KO for 0 defender. And when we take a look at who we've covered with that, it's been Stefon Gilmore, Kendall Fuller. He is better Kendall Fuller, like he is. Is that good enough for the A tier? This is the thing too, with a lot of these A tier cards that are slot corners, there's like even Herb Adderley is going to play better on the outside with deep zone, mid zone for 3. You know what I'm saying? So your list could look a little bit different, but as a slot CB, I think he's better than Kendall Fuller. I also do think he's worse than Jaylen Johnson, Matelis, Pat Surtain, Woodson. And now we got Denzel Ward, 5'11" height, 98 speed, 97 acceleration. This time play ball in air, aggressive. Now he does get an AKA X factor. He can get bottleneck, enforcer supreme, universal coverage. Now I don't really love the universal coverage on these cards because again, it's on for 5 plays, off for 5 plays. I like the ones that kind of stay on after a certain amount of plays. But this time when we look at abilities, once again, mid zone and pick artist for 0 AP. So he's Jordan the tier of the slot corners, the heavy A tier. He is someone that maybe with the universal, maybe could see him. I just don't see the argument actually. So I am putting him, he's a top end of A tier slot corner for me for sure. And yeah, boys, this is what my updated cornerback tier list is looking like in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. A card I've gotten a ton of like comments about is Marshon Lattimore. For me, it's just like literally the no mid zone. B tier isn't like a bad card spot either though. Like, I mean, Herb Adderley, Trevon Ward, Trevon Johnson are all really, really good cards. Yeah, boys, hope y'all did enjoy the video, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden 24. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and see me use some of these corners live, I stream every single day, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. To watch on the YouTube side of things, make sure to hit that noti bell. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys do want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here because I rank the best tight ends in Madden 24.